Welcome to African Home Building Analysis on Property Express tonight. My name is Nanaya Okyerebea. Today, we're having a conversation with the CEO of Eddy Acquah Properties. He's an award-winning and celebrated professional events MC, and he's an entrepreneur, Mr. Eddy Acquah. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for making time. It's a pleasure to speak to you today. Let's get the conversation started.
Yes, so we know Mr. Eddy Acquah in events, MCing, getting the vibe going. Now we're seeing Eddy Acquah Properties. Tell us about how the journey started.
Great. So the journey started from when I left Ghana to the UK about 9 years ago to study my master's. I did an MSc in real estate and finance. So unlike many real estate professionals, I actually studied real estate. My undergrad was in KNUST, BSc Real Estate. Then I did my 1 year national service, which I balanced. I did half at Broad Ghana, and I did half at Ascenta Property Consulting, where I did a lot of valuations. So if you remember West Hills Mall, I was part of the team that helped open West Hills Mall back in the days. Then I left to the UK to do my master's in real estate and finance at the University of Reading. Now, during that 11 months of doing my master's course, which was very, very demanding, I developed that extra edge to do something in our real estate market, because I realized that it's a very capital intensive market, and people need people that want to invest in real estate need to talk to people that have the technical know-how, can guide them, and also have trust, integrity, and are very honest. I realized that part was missing in some parts of our country, because everybody wakes up and wants to be an agent or broker, but they don't have the foundation set up. So I finished my master's and I stayed in the UK. I worked for a top real estate investment management company, which gave me very good, experience. So on that journey, I was making some nice money in Great British pounds, but the calling was bigger than me. I knew I wanted to come back to Ghana to make an impact in our real estate market. So I decided to sacrifice the luxuries, come to Ghana and go through the process. So I moved here almost 8 years ago, where I worked with a company called Westfield Real Estate. So I came into Westfield as a commercial property broker. I was not even doing residential at the time. So I was in charge of office spaces. There's no office space in Prime Accra I did not know. So our business at Westfield was focused on Prime Accra. So Cantonments, Labone, Airport, East Legon, Chad, Roman Ridge, North Ridge, Osu, that enclave. So literally everybody you see from One Airport Square, Stanbic Heights, Silver Star Tower, we knew all the landlords, we did deals with them. So on that journey, I developed and became a master of the commercial property brokerage space. But something happened called COVID. So when COVID happened, office space markets, but Eddy Acquah had to eat. Then God said, it's time to expand and have a look at the residential market. Lo and behold, on that journey to expanding, when times were going down, I found my first home buyer in a very luxurious, community in Prime Accra. Sold my first house. Then I started to say, okay, it's time to do residential. So that's when, I had to also move on. And then that's when I started Eddy Acquah Properties. So it's almost 4 years old now, but my journey in Ghana has been exactly 8 years old. So 4 years working for, a property company and 4 years working for myself. So that's where the journey started from. And we transitioned to become an entrepreneur, start a company, employ people, and also help contribute to the economy.
That is so inspiring, finding a solution to a problem and making a business out of it. What are some of the challenges that you faced when you entered full-time, especially on your own as Eddy Acquah Properties?
Yeah, so in the beginning, what happens is that, even first things first, you have to register a company. You have to start filing taxes. Then you have to start building a team. Now, for me, my biggest headache was teamwork. It makes the dream work, but it's not easy finding like-minded people who carry the vision. Because a lot of people that you might employ or get on your team may not have the long-term in mind. They come in short-term, they try some shoddy 1 or 2 things, and then they are off. But I always try to let people understand that real estate is a long-term vision. You would come in, there's money to be made, but you will not make it overnight. Anything you make overnight is fraud. Anything you make over time can become sustainable and can become a legacy which you can pass on to your children's children. So my major challenge was always the team, the mindset, the people that will come in, so that if you are not in the office or you are not online, they can still think, they can get deals done, they can handle clients with utmost professionalism. those were some of the things I was finding challenges with. Another challenge was also dealing with co-agents and brokers, because you realize that some of them are professional, some aren't. Now, because of the UK experience I brought, things like, you know, my time, how I respond to clients, I created a system that works for my business where if I meet a client, I have to go through KYC. I have to do what I call a consulting meeting or a consulting call, understand the client's needs into detail before you begin to send option 1, option 2, option 3. So I created a system that works. But before that system was created, I realized that people were doing this thing different. Agents or brokers were listing properties that they've never even seen. On the day of the viewing, 5 agents show up. Rahman knows Baba, Baba knows Ali, Ali knows Musa, Musa knows. And I'm like, what's going on here? We can never even find a property owner. I realized that there was a lot of loopholes in our market. And so clients were taken for granted and people were losing money. So I said, no, we have to create a system. And that's why personally I'm excited about the Real Estate Agency Council. Because if we get our licenses, which I am all for, we will do things right and our industry will be sanitized.
Wow. You've gained recognition as a trusted real estate organization. What are some of the values that you've held on to make your customers trust you this much and to gain this recognition?
Great. So first things first, trust, honesty, integrity. I put them together because I think they are the 3 musketeers. If you have that foundation, is important. For us here, we uphold the highest ethical standards. Like, I don't play with it. Let the client know the property is 200,000 cedis. Don't do a markup. Don't put some on top. Because one thing about being a professional broker is the fact that you should have good negotiating skills. And every client wants a good deal. So why am I adding some on top? Even if his budget is more than the property, I'd rather get him a good deal. He'll see my value as a professional and pay me the commission I deserve than to mark it up. People want to sell a house and make 100,000 USD commission. It's quite, it doesn't make any sense. Why don't we rather do the right thing? Build that trust, honesty, and integrity, and at 3%, 3%, 3%. But if you do a good job over time, when the referrals start coming because you're professional, you can make more money than trying to make all your life dreams in one transaction. It's quite tough. Another thing we do is we leverage a lot. Now, as a professional event MC, I have access to a lot of clients. So while I MC, I meet people, I connect with them. I'm also able to, transfer some of them into my real estate business. What many people don't also know is that I have UK partnerships. Now, working there didn't mean that once I go to Ghana, I cut the ties. So I have a partnership with a company called Knight Frank, as well as EMC Real Estate. So what they do is that they have global firms that they work with. Now, if that global firm needs real estate services in Accra, because some of them have offices here, they won't call a local broker. They'll speak to Global, then Global will speak to me. So I do a lot of consulting work, a lot of property work for top multinational firms, but that lead won't come locally. It will come from Global. That's one thing. Another thing I do is that I've also built a very strong diaspora client base. UK, US, Canada, strongholds. So it's a case of they have the currency we want, but for them to be able to invest in Ghana or send money to Ghana, there must be trust, honesty, integrity, and professionalism. The rest will happen. Another thing is that I've spent years to become very knowledgeable. I always tell my friends, there is no street in Prime Accra I don't know. Somebody might call me and say, I saw a property in airport. I say, what's the landmark? Oh, the landmark was around where they sell the meat pie, National Service. I said, that road is called Patrice Lumumba Road. They go like, how do you know? I said, it's because I have to become a master of my field. So I've spent years of knowing. So I know every street in Cantonments, Labone, Airport, Tse Addo. Tse Addo is like the new Prime Accra. I started forecasting Tse Addo 2012. People thought I was joking. Today, look at Tse Addo. Look at what has happened. So that's another thing we do now. Above all, most people, if you want to be able to get to this level in real estate, you have to be passionate about the industry. Don't do it because people are doing it. There should be something inside you that ignites your fire, because there'll be good days, there'll be bad days. But on bad days, the passion will fuel so that when the good times come, it meets and you are back in business. Finally, what I always say is our ability to negotiate. I'm a master of it. I always, when I'm going to list a property, I don't ask for the asking price. I'll tell you what is your best price, your last price, or your walkaway price. Then on that, we agree how we list it. Always give room for negotiation or margin, because even if it's 10,000 cedis less, the client feels like you've done a professional service. And in that, you can earn your commission because they see value in working with Eddy Acquah Properties. So these are some of the things we've been doing over the years, and so far so good. We've been able to build a very big client base. Thanks be to God.
That is so inspiring. It is, and it's so beautiful to see how you've married the event emceeing with the real estate that you're doing. So it doesn't mean you leave one behind. Thank you for sharing that. Is there a success story that resonates with you that you say you'll never forget that you'd like to share with us?
Now, this story will blow your mind, but I'm going to say it. Now, imagine having a client who hasn't been to Ghana in 10 years, but because you can demonstrate professionalism, trust, honesty, and integrity, they send money to buy their first ever property in Ghana. How did it happen? Simple. So I went to KNUST and I had a colleague in my class. He lives in the US now. He had a friend who wanted to buy a property in Ghana. So he did the referral. Let's say the referral came to me about 10 p.m. That's about maybe 6 or 5 p.m. US time. Quickly, I set up a Zoom call.
Oh, okay.
Eddy Acquah Properties, we don't waste time because time is money.
Okay.
Set up a Zoom call at midnight. So I wore a nice shirt in my house, did a Zoom call with a buyer. What did I build? Trust, honesty, integrity, and I was knowledgeable. The diaspora clients, they have no knowledge. Some of them have heard bad things. So as a professional, you sit with them. I took him through the process, understood, made him understand off-plan and what it comes with. He was open to an off-plan purchase. I walked him through options. I did the presentation. And in about 45 minutes, he was excited. Then I sent my professional forms for him to sign because you have to agree your fees. People do all the work and come and talk about 3% later. That's not professionalism. You have to agree your fees. He was happy to pay. Then I sent him the options. Within 2 days, he made a choice.
Wow.
And he gave my friend the feedback that, Charlie, this your Eddy guy is so professional. I've never met anyone like. In fact, he even left a review for me. I have it. I can show it to you. So within about 1 week, we were able to help him buy his first ever property in Ghana, and it was a 1-bedroom apartment in Heritage 100 on the 6th floor. It's got amazing views. So I finally met him after the transaction, 8 months, when I went to the US. And guess what? Because of the relationship built and the professionalism that he got through working with us, he rented a whole property in the US for me to stay, gave me a car to use, and took care of me during my stay. This was a total stranger. But for the professionalism, he saw value, and now we become good friends. And guess what? He's buying another property. This is what it's all about. And that's one of my favorite stories because there are so many lessons that others should emulate. Because at the end of the day, we are trying to put Ghana on the map. It's not about how much we put in our pockets. It's about how we make our industry look professional so that the future is bright for our children and our children's children. If you don't have the legacy and the impact in mind, then this business, you won't last. But if you have tomorrow in your mind, then you can pass it on to other people by creating a system that works.
This is so beautiful to hear, especially from a young person, what values mean for a business. So you're nominated for Up-and-Coming Brand of the Year, Entrepreneur of the Year at the Ghana Property Awards. What does this nomination mean for you and for Eddy Acquah Properties?
Great.
As a whole,
Now, the first time I attended the Ghana Property Awards was, I think, 2010.
Okay.
I know it's been running since 2007.
Yes.
I know it's the #1 trusted brand when it comes to awarding people in our industry.
Thank you.
So, coming through the journey, I always said I would strive to earn a recognition or an award from this brand because why not? Now, what it would do for our company is that we've won some awards in the past. One of the biggest awards was the one we won, Africa Real Estate Conference. We won that award 2023 Best Commercial Property Broker. That was a big one because it was the whole Africa. But with this one, we know that because the brand is big, it's going to allow us to be more credible, more trustworthy. And for me, it's also going to help us leverage the platform to be able to do business, not just in Ghana, but we are trying to expand across Africa now.
Okay.
We're doing a bit of business in South Africa, a bit of Lagos, and then we're trying to also explore Nairobi and Kigali.
Okay.
So with such a recognition, when clients see it, future developers see it, investors see these things, they know that, okay, this is somebody that we can work with because it's not all about him, but he has a bigger picture in mind. The vision is really huge.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
You have worked in the UK before working in Ghana. And you have diaspora clients too. How different are the needs of the local clients and the diaspora clients? And what's what's the leverage? What do you leverage on to meet these diverse needs of your clients?
Excellent. So the local clients, most of them need more mortgages.
Okay.
That's what I've noticed.
Okay.
There's a demand, they want to buy, they want to own. Now I'm going to talk about sales. I'll come to rentals. Rentals is a bit more straightforward because regardless, people need places to live. So that's there. But on the sales, most of the locals who work in, have pretty good jobs and want to buy properties, want to go through the mortgage route.
Okay.
The problem and the challenge is that today, our dollar mortgage is almost 13%. CD mortgage is between 32 to 36%. So then it becomes tough. So if there were solutions or mortgage products where the interest rates were a bit lower, it will be great for them. Okay. But the diaspora, the reverse is that because they earn in pounds or USD, even if they do the mortgage, they can afford it.
Okay.
So it's easier to close the deals with them because, and don't forget that we call something FDIs, foreign direct investment. Those are the kind of investments that we also need in our country to be able to stabilize all this dollar rate issue and all that. So it's easier to close deals with them. And the locals, we assist them as much to be able to, go through mortgages. One of the things that also works now is the off-plan purchases. So that one, at least you can pay a percentage now, and then you pay it over a period of time. So that also works. But what works best for the diaspora is that they like more of their apartments. A few of them buy land and buy, townhouses or self-compound houses. But most of them, studio apartment, 1 bed, 2 bedroom apartments, they buy a lot. The locals want self-compound. Everybody wants their self-compound. So they want their proper homes, family homes, to be able to live in. So it's a lot more work with the locals, but they're also very important clients because for me, my goal is to be able to help them achieve their real estate investment dreams and to let them know that the money they're investing is not going down the drain. Because people always talk about real estate and talk about profit and how it's lucrative, but people also lose money, a lot of money, from land issues, litigation, to even going with a developer who may not be trustworthy or not have credibility. Some developers don't finish projects. They start, you invest, they can never give you a key. Problem. Some people, they start, then on the journey, they say there's a land issue. They have to refund, they can't refund. It goes to court 5 years, 10 years, you are stuck. So our job is to be able to filter. I always say the fact that there's something in Prime Accra doesn't necessarily mean we are listing it. I do my due diligence. It's not every developer I work with. And they know themselves, if they are watching, they know. There's some developers, I've been to their site, I do my due diligence, I say, sorry, I have to pass. Because I'm thinking about the end user, my clients. And if they are not satisfied, guess what? It will come back to haunt my brand. And that's how we approach the business.
Excellent. With these values that you embody, is there a particular one that you think will help you win this award that you've been nominated for?
Trust, honesty, integrity, because a lot of people don't have these three. You meet an agent today or a property broker, they sound like you can trust them, then they start changing this.
Oh, okay.
Now, another reason why I talk about trust, honesty, integrity is that a lot of people only care about their commission, but they don't care about the process. What is the process? Holding the client's hand from day one throughout the entire, process, and even after. What do I mean by that? Somebody could buy a home, you could sell it. When you're done, you could manage it. You could also help find tenants.
Yes.
You could even help them resell. There are so many add-on values. You can help them do interior design. People always look at the smaller picture. But when we say with a client, it's a forever relationship. And that's one of the values that makes us stand out for this award. And for many of our clients, if you interview them, the story is the same. Because if you come to us and we sit with you, you go home knowing that you found a professional because of the process and the system we use. I mean, we have commercial clients such as, Adjiringanor, we've done Lima, we've done Uber, we've done some of the embassies, top embassies, we've done Citibank, we've done Expro, we've done CFO, Atlantic Lithium, where that company that everyone's talking about, when it comes to what's going on in the, the mining industry. Nivea, we've done Publicis, we've done Flutterwave, we're just about closing with them. Paystack. We're doing a lot of these companies because of our values. Okay. Such companies, for you to be able to work with them, if these values are not there, the transaction you won't see it through the end. You understand? So I think whoever is in this category kudos to them, but we are here to win it.
It should sound fair. I mean, that's cool. That's good. Let's talk about the next 5 years for Eddy Acquah Properties. You've spoke about branching to other African countries. Yeah. How do you hope to still deliver value for your clients as you are branching? It means a lot of work.
Yeah.
How do you hope to still give the quality service that you're giving now and still go through all that?
Great. So it's back to teamwork. You can only expand a business with the right team.
Okay.
So we're doing a lot of trainings for people that want to join.
Okay.
I'm spending time to make sure that all my, my colleagues, I don't even call them, I just call them colleagues.
Okay.
My colleagues go through professional training and become members of the top real estate associations, not just in Ghana, but also international.
Okay.
So we are part of the NAR, that's the National Association of Realtors in the USA. That's what the R here means.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you go to the US and you wear this anywhere, everybody knows you're a broker. I tried it in Manhattan and people started giving properties to list. Because this R is not decor, it's very powerful.
Okay.
Then there's also the, GREPA, Ghana Real Estate Professionals Association. We are members, we pay our dues every year. Same for GAREP, Ghana Association of Real Estate Brokers. So you have to go through that channel before you can really sit here and say you work with us. Because when a client meets you, they don't have to meet Eddy Acquah himself, but they should see the values across the entire team.
Yeah.
And if we're able to do that, then one day you can sit back and leave a legacy. If we are not replicating and training other people to be able to, uphold a business, then if Eddy Acquah is no more, the company goes down to ashes.
Yeah, I get you. What advice would you give to other young people who want to enter into this industry?
Great. 3 things. First, invest in yourself. Okay. You can't say you're a broker or you're an agent and you have no knowledge on your market. You must be very, very updated with what's happening in our market, and it cuts across a lot of things, even from the price of cement, all the way to, knowing what mortgage rates are. You should always know what the exchange rates are. You should always know where you should always have a forecast. I started speaking about Tema 3-4 years ago. My friends thought I was crazy. And now the road has come. The stadium came and properties there have doubled in price. So you should be visionary. If you really want to do this, you have to think long term. A lot of people come in because agency they have but they don't go beyond the short-term thinking. So that's one advice. Second thing is that you must be very open to collaboration. I have about 18 top brokers I work with in different angles. So there are some areas or locations that even though we operate in, we don't scout them no more. You know why? We've planted seeds. So if I get a request in East Legon, I just have to call 2 people and I'll get all the options. Instead of going to East Legon every day, you can collaborate. You understand? So instead of driving around every day, burning for up, down, left, right, you can collaborate, plant the seeds, and then together the dream works. We split, commissions, keyword, split, share money. Everybody's happy in the transaction. Guess what's going to happen? When they get more leads, who will they call? Eddy Acquah Properties. So that's one thing. Another thing I'll say, the last thing, anybody that wants to do this, you must become very good at building network. I say this every day. If it means taking a client for dinner, I do it. Agents don't spend money on their clients. Some even charge viewing fees and moving fees. That's not my part of the conversation today, but everybody can do whatever strategy that works for them. But what I've learned on this journey, you must invest in clients, build network, go the extra mile. There's some clients you have to show up on their birthdays. There's some clients you have to buy them gifts. If we close a deal with Eddy Acquah Properties, we have a gift bag we give you. It's little things. When you're leaving, I'll give you a gift bag. There's many up there. I can give you a gift bag. You understand? But you see, clients, it's just little things. They want to know that you care about them.
Yes.
Okay? And then the last thing, anybody that wants to do real estate has to learn how to follow up. A lot of people do viewings every day, but they don't close deals because they've not learned how to follow up. The fortune is in the follow up and the referrals. That's where the real money is. The real money is not the client you met today. It's the client you will meet tomorrow through the professional service you deliver today. So if you understand these basics, I think you're on your journey. But finally, you also have to really build your spiritual self.
Okay.
Whoever you believe in, it's important, because sometimes you need that direction to be able to be at the right place at the right time, to find that right client that transforms your business. Sometimes you have the right client you don't even know, because you're not able to get them to see your vision, to even trust you with a deal. So I think all these is good advice for anybody that wants to do it. But more importantly, it's a long-term game. Short-term thinking, you will not stand the test of time.
Thank you very much for that advice. Thank you. We really appreciate it. Now, before we go, how does Eddy Acquah Properties hope to contribute to the broader growth of Ghana's real estate?
Great. So one of the things we want to do next year is we want to be doing mentorship classes.
Okay.
It's important. People need it. In fact, we did one 2 years ago. I did one in collaboration with my colleague and my brother in the industry. His name is Tse Addo Realty and Properties, Desmond Kwesi Otin. So we want to be able to do that maybe on a quarterly or semi-annual basis, where especially with students who are coming out of university, because we want to cut down on the unemployment rate.
Okay.
Real estate, what people don't know is that you don't even have to do it full time. You can do it part time. So we want to be able to teach people the basics, equip them, and also mentor a few of the chosen ones, so that they can also go out there and shine. Because once we have more professionals, coupled with the licensing and all that's coming through the Real Estate Agency Council, our industry will begin to get regulated, sanitized. We can do more transactions, we can charge the fees we deserve, and people will always want to work with licensed agents and brokers, not just anybody.
Thank you very much for having us. We've really learned a lot today. We're rooting for you. We wish you the best at the Ghana Property Awards on 30th of November, and for all the other projects that you're on to. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. We look forward to winning all the awards. In fact, we're not coming for just 1 out of 3 or 2. We're here to win all, because in our business, we came to win, and we don't take no for an answer.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for staying with us throughout this conversation. Ghana Property Awards 2024. It's coming up on 30th of November 2024. We hope to meet you there. Till we meet next time, stay safe and healthy. Bye-bye.